Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whatever time it is for you, I'm Suck, and welcome to more Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. We have the circular route around Sunnyside Yard today, and that's basically what we're doing. Because the area from the west of York Penn is not available in this route, in this DLC. That's, I think, for the northeast corridor. And also in Train Sim World, the similar route there, going through Trenton. So the path that way is not available in this route, but we are going to be taking over a train that just arrived at Trenton. While the driver of that train takes a bit of a break, I guess, we're going to take the train around through the Sunnyside Yard balloon loop, and we're going to give it back to him when we get back to York Penn. That's all we're doing today, literally. So a train for Washington is terminated here in preparation for the return journey. Turn the train to head south by running around the Sunnyside balloon track and returning to Penn Station, exactly what I just described. So we're going to take control of an ACS Amtrak, ACS 64 Amtrak. We're going to do that right now. Let's get started. Your train from Washington terminates here. In preparation for the return journey to Washington, turn the train to head south by running around the Sunnyside balloon track and returning to Penn Station. Copy that. Train number 614 will be used for this. And allow all... Oh, you mean the train has not been emptied yet. Okay, allow all the passengers to detrain before turning the train. Who was irresponsible enough to... Oh, wait, this was my train? No, it wasn't. I just got here. Apparently it is. I'm going to lose that argument because this is a storyline that's telling me this, obviously. So, I'm hearing noise from another train. Okay, so I'm going to start moving the brakes back so we're ready to go. The headlights are already on. I don't know why they weren't on in the last scenario, but they are now. I'm mystified by this. We have two different versions of the train. What's going on here? In any case, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves moving. Quick look at the timetable and where we start. Let's bring up F1. And if we click on the last task, we're going right over there. It's actually 8.42 miles from where we start. That is our goal for the day, to get over to that patch of track over there. Not like that. So our goal... Never mind. I don't know what buttons I'm doing. I was going to be a smart guy and just go into camera view and pop over there myself, but no, that's not going to do it. So we're going to go ahead and play in suppression mode once again. The reason being we have slow speed limits up ahead. The game is going to try to enforce them early. And I want to take advantage of the speed as much as I can legally. So we're going to go ahead and just keep the suppression on. We're going to keep the speed limits being operated by me exclusively. And I'm going to try to maintain those limits. And with the track being up and down in speed as much as it is very easy to make a mistake and not stay within a speed limit. So you have to be very, very careful on the balloon track because it goes up and down quite a bit. You can't just stay at one throttle setting along there. You have to actually move it around. And we're being timetabled for a specific time going around. The reason being, of course, we have passenger service in the other direction, which is not going to be my train. But because of that, the train has to arrive back at Penn by 8:36 p.m. That has to arrive back by, or is that a.m.? I'm confused. Is that a.m. or p.m.? Didn't we just do another scenario where it was 8 in the evening, it was getting dark, and now it's 8 in the evening and now it's daylight out? Did I miss something? So we're coming to the bottom of the downhill section. We are making a left as well, which means we're passing under Long Island City Station. Let's just check on the map where we are. We are right... Actually, we're not even at that station yet. We're still a little ways away from it. But we are about to pass under it. And once we do that... There we go. Once we do that, we are going to be turning and going alongside Hunters Point Avenue as we leave the tunnels. So I think we're passing under it about now, under Long Island City. I need to start bringing my speed down. I'm going to do that because I have to be down at 20 by the signal. Not the speed limit sign, by the signal. Because the signal is going to tell us we have to go 20. And it is mandated. Yeah, look at this. It is daylight outside at 2020. In the last scenario, it was getting dark by this time. I don't get it. The funny thing is, the scenario last time was designated as being in the summer. This one, actually, no, it might have been autumn scenario. It might have been autumn, but it's possible that it could have been a later date in the autumn than this one is, and because of that, it might be that we have an earlier date here, and therefore it's daylight earlier. That is possible. That is a possibility. But I did not expect to have this much daylight around outside at 8 o'clock in the evening. You know what I mean? So we're going left. That's the balloon track. Notice our speed has suddenly started picking up as we came off the gradient. I'm going to go ahead and try to stay at 17 to 18. That'll give me a little bit of leeway in case I speed too much. I will let it gain or drop outside that range, but as soon as I see it doing it too much, I'm going to have to bring the speed back down to my target of 17 to 18, which is what I'm doing again right now. And it's fighting it. The train is fighting that. I'm on a 1.7% gradient, so I'm holding it nicely right now. I will try to hold this a little bit here. Nah, a little bit more brakes. I think I'm going to need it. So as you can see, the balloon track goes around a hill. Also goes under the other track. Now I'm losing a little too much here. So back to 17. I'm in my hold area here, if I can hold it now. Do we see another gradient change up ahead? Yeah, it's going to go flat. From what I can tell, we're going to go flat. That was exactly what I saw. Now, there is a 15 mile per hour speed limit up ahead. We have to keep that in mind. Meanwhile, our first checkpoint, Sunnyside Loop 1, is right here in the middle track. That's where we're going to head for our next waypoint. 2023 arrival time is required. We were there at 2022. We are now running around the Sunnyside Loop, which will take you through Sunnyside Yard, back to the East River Tunnels and returning to Penn. Be sure to keep to the speed limit as you pass through the yard. Okay, boss. Speed limit, passing through yard. Yup. That means we're going to have to lower ourselves to 15 in a moment. And I think Sunnyside Loop 1 East is the next checkpoint. That's where the 15 comes into effect. So we're going to get ourselves down for that slowly. That's a little quickly, actually. So we are down for the 15. So that was our third of the 6 tasks that was visible to us. The next one is an invisible task. It's mainly for lining us up on the right track. So that's what this one pretty much does. We're taking this track 1 over. We're getting off here. And that's what the 15 is for. It's for that junction. But we might have 15 on this entire track as well. I'm not sure. So this whole track could be a 15. We are being given a yellow. All the tracks are being given a yellow. 3 of them. There is another 15 up ahead, but we do have a temporary 20 that we're going to be pulling into. Note that Sunnyside lead 4 west is right ahead. That is a 2029 arrival. And I think we're right on it. I think we're early, actually. Yeah, we're super early. This task gave a lot of time. This was a luxury task right here. The 15 is being maintained, by the way. It's not just on the junction. We're now going to go to the right. That's going to pull us into Sunnyside lead 4 west. And yeah, it's a go via. It's not a stop. I'm just double checking that. So we're ahead by about 3 minutes here. So we're taking the curve track here just to show you where we are on the map. Here's where we are. We're now going to the west. We followed the whole loop. We just have to make our way back onto the main track and get back in the tunnel. That's all we're doing here. So there's the main yard over there on the left, or at least one of them. Just to take another quick look at the map. Yeah, you can see that's the whole main yard we just turned ourselves out of by taking this track. Otherwise, we would have been going right into any of those tracks right there, and that would have been a stop point most likely. We're not stopping. So 20 is our temporary top speed. I'm going to go ahead and bring the train up a little bit. Since I turned on suppression, I can do that safely. You can see a point up ahead labeled Sunnyside Exit. So I brought my speed back down a little early just to be safe. We are after all super early here. We were right on time with the first task, but we did the yard transit very effectively, so we had nothing to worry about. What I'm worrying about now is this downhill gradient that we're on. So I'm going to bring the speed down just a little more slow here. If I can get back to 0, please. Thank you. And after all that fighting, we're now speeding, close to speeding again. So we have to stay at 15 on this loop. We're going to pull into a 20, back into the 60, and we'll see what happens up ahead. Okay, go back up to 20. I'm not sure what speed that is up ahead. Technically, we should be 60 all the way into the East River tunnels, but we have 2 different speeds showing, and I have a feeling there's a 20 on a junction or something like that. So I'm going to keep the speed around 20 as I enter this 60 just to make sure I'm safe. It's not too far before I actually need to verify it anyway. That didn't come out right. It's not too far for me to verify that I'm in the right speed anyway, so... So we have a clear signal. That means we are able to go 60 as of passing this sign, but I don't know what we have on this one up ahead. So I'm going to hold it for about 5 more seconds just to see what my speed is. And it's gone, so we're good. We can go 60. The intervening signs went away. We can now go back into our regular 60-mile-per-hour program and return into New York Penn. Bring my speed back down to, or my throttle rather, back down to slight brake power there apparently. 1% does nothing though. Something I've noticed that you can't stop the train completely with this brake, and that's perfectly fine. It's meant to slow you down. It's not meant to bring you to a complete stop. I have not tried putting it to 100%, and I don't dare to, just in case it tries to trigger an emergency brake on me. Back to losing speed, which is fine. We're now on an uphill gradient. You can see the track does end up ahead. That's because our route doesn't continue. Either that or I'm being junctioned in the yard. I'm not sure which it is. Let's find out, actually. I'm curious. Where am I being sent to? Oh, yeah, I'm being sent into the yard for whatever reason. Or the track just... Okay, maybe it's just junction is just set against me. Yeah, the junction is set against me. $15 is our speed limit up ahead. I'm gonna check that again, because that doesn't make sense. I think it is actually picking up. Yeah, the track is so short here, I guess it makes sense. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Now I got the zoom in on the map perfectly so we don't see that end of track junction indicator anymore. I brought the speed down just a little bit early to do that. At least the HUD looks less scary now. So we're not due to arrive for another 3 minutes. We are going via the East River Tunnels Track 4 West, which is our next waypoint. The one that counts for us is the one that is 0.2 of a mile ahead of us, the entrance to the station. So not having the arrival time on this one kind of throws you off a little bit. Come to a stop at platform 18 where another driver will take over for the return to Washington. Now, the astute among you will note that platform 18 is a Long Island Railroad platform. I don't know of Amtrak using these platforms. I do not know of it. So here we are back in New York Penn. We started right over there to the left. Remember that? You can see the HUD is showing the end of track indicator once again. There is a signal marked in the track. It is a yellow, so we are going to have a red at the end of the platform, which we should. We absolutely should. Behind the yellow line, sir. I'm looking to see if my driver is actually visible here. I don't know if he is, but I also know that we are getting to the end of our... Is that our driver? He's just jamming. Okay, I'm just going to stop here. I don't see any driver to work with here, and besides, I have to get the stop before the time. So we're going to go ahead and complete the stop right there. That's the end of that. Let's look at our train. So this counts as our early look at the Long Island Railroad from before the actual route was developed. I'm glad we actually had the route developed to put all the stuff in properly on this side of the route. But remember that this same model, I think, was used in that route. And the Amtrak side looks pretty bare in that route. But in any case, well done. It's been a long day, and you can now clock off. Scenario complete. So that's the end of that. Let's get to our scoring screen. Not much else to say here. That's the end of that. So 1,000 points. Unlock New Haven. Or sorry, unlock New York, New Haven. What's that say? Cuatro mil doscientos. Cuatro mil doscientos. I don't know what that means. I guess it means that we would have gotten 4,200 points, so 700 each on all 6 scenarios. But because we did it within 5 scenarios, we got our 5,000 for that. We'll have 49.92. We're not going to talk about that one that happened in the speeding penalty in the other scenario, but we're still well over 4,200. And that means we've already achieved the goal before we even had to do the last scenario. So the last scenario is just icing on the cake at this point. And that's what we're going to do next time. So Sunnyside Balloon is complete. We're going to complete the set of 6, and then I'll go ahead and I'll come back in the future for some kind of DLC. We have an Easter Extreme Challenge to look for in one of these DLCs, so will we pick the right one? Maybe. If you know what it is, you may already know which DLC I'm going to be looking at when I do try to do that challenge, but I may or may not do that DLC next time. I know the FL9 and the Acela are 2 that I am looking at that I have interest in. The HHP also is potentially of interest. I'm trying to get some trains I know are used in scenario packs or in workshop content, because those are the ones I want to introduce before I actually play that content. I'm trying to veer towards workshop content again, especially when I start doing streaming at some point, but the question will be, when will I be able to do that? Right now, I don't think my internet supports it, and it's not very well, because I sometimes get less than 10 megs per second in this room, depending on the day. So I need to get better internet before I can actually do streaming from where I am right now. But when I do, I want to have all the trains on the routes I play on stream introduced so that I can start playing workshop content and other stuff on stream. That's kind of what my goal is here. And of course, the streaming content will be put into videos here. I'll probably lower my video production when I do start streaming so I can make videos out of the stream content as well. But what I will probably do when that time comes, I'll make sets of videos and just publish whole sets at once. And streaming might become the main bulk of my videos at that point. We'll see what I feel like doing. It depends on my time, of course, and what I have available, what I have going on in my life. We'll see what's going on when that time comes each time. So for now, I am going to keep doing videos. I am trying to do 3 a week, as always. In the meantime, I will see you for that last scenario in the first group of 6, the snow one, on Tuesday. And that will be... I keep saying it, but it's going to complete this set. And we'll move on at that point. Now, what we're going to want to do after that, I don't know yet. We'll talk about that later. Because I'm doing this in advance of the next project I work on. With that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, or night. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel. I will see you for that next scenario next time on Let's Play Train Simulator Classic. I'm Cyclone. Have a wonderful day, evening, or night. Wherever it is for you, you're part of the world. See you next time. Bye-bye.